Hey everybody, peace and blessings to you. I hope this video makes you well. It is February 17th, 2025, and this will be my second recording, that I'm recording for the evening. I had some ideas, so I just wanted to put those ideas on video. I am Letitia. My platform is Letitia Learns Life. I am a 42-year-old homeschooling, home managing millennial mom of 5 children. I'm an immigrant living in the US for now. I am an INFJ empath, intuitive, energy reader. I am a light worker, messenger of truth, love, and light. I'm a poet, aspiring writer, and an aspiring inspirer. Some people say motivational speaker. I say inspirer because, basically, what I hope to do, what I hope to build my platform on, is sharing my thoughts, my spiritual downloads, my observations, my ideas, my perspective, my intuitive perspective, and how things make me feel, the vibes that I'm getting from things, to share my perspective with you, and the lessons I learned, how I navigate this timeline, because this timeline is nuts. It's very crazy. We are experiencing what I believe to be a shift. The world is changing. It's a generational shift. It is a battle between light and dark, good and evil. It is a time where we are being challenged. We're all asked to deal with our shadows. We're all asked to deal with our traumas and our fears and our challenges. We're asked to face our fears. We're asked to step up, to work on ourselves, and step up and become our greatest version of ourselves. At least that's what I believe. And, I believe that, it has been a challenging time for all of us. It has been a very, very difficult time for all of us. Some more than others. It has been more difficult than for others. And we are all figuring it out and working through it in our own way. And one of the ways that I've chosen to work through it is to use my voice to share my perspective, to share the downloads that I receive, that the thoughts that come to my head, the things that come into my soul and my spirit, and that comes out of my mouth. I am learning and I am pursuing knowledge and understanding to help me to grow, to help me to expand my language, to expand my understanding of life, my understanding of my experiences and observations, to make sense of things, and just basically work through life one day at a time, one task at a time, one try at a time, to become the best version of myself, to live the fullest life possible, to live in the light, to stand for truth, to shine my light and share my light with other people and inspire other people to turn on their lights, to be love, reflect love. And according to one of the poems that I had written one time, wear love like a coat. I have a poem called Love Coat, where I said, I want to wear love like a coat. It's always going to be keeping me warm. This invisible coat, my love coat. And everything that I put out, it comes from a place of love. Even the ones that might come off a little bit more harsher by my standard than the norm. I just acknowledge and pay attention, and I acknowledge the truth. I acknowledge the truth as I see it. I acknowledge what is good and what is bad, what is lovely and what is ugly and toxic, and I I balance myself. I remain in balance, and I try to be the best, like I said, version that I can be. So today's topic, like I said, is the second video recording for the day. I don't know when it's going to be posted. I just, there's a season for everything, and this has been the last 3 days has been a day of recording, lots of recording. I had lots of ideas, and I wanted to try them. I wanted to work on them. I had the words and everything. I knew what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it. So I decided I was just going to go for it. I was just going to do this thing. So today's topic this video's topic is the FAFO experience. And I just want to share what that means to me, what the FAFO experience means to me. Early on, after, in the first week of receiving the news that DJT had won the election, and having to grieve and having to feel that intense energy, and to feel the fears, and to feel the heaviness, and to feel loss, and to feel yucky and all the awful feelings that came with that week, I had immensely enjoyed watching FAFO videos. That the FAFO videos happened like pretty much not too long after after he won the election, after it was determined that he had won the election. The FAFO stories came out not too long after. It was like they came out quickly. They happened quickly. It was like this immediate shift, and a lot of people was already feeling the regrets, and sharing the stories. Part of the FAFO experience was being cut off by family members, and, husbands asking wives for divorce, and vice versa. Wives asking husbands for the divorce, and, people cutting people out of their lives. And I was highly supportive of it. I made videos where I encouraged it. I said, you know what, this may be something that you have to do. This may be something that people have to do and stick with, because, the people who made this choice, they have to really start to feel the consequences of the choice that they made. And that was before we really felt the consequences. That is before we realized how fast it was going to move, how fast Project 2025 was going to get going, how the kind of people that he was going to, although anybody that was paying attention knew all this was going to happen. But just to see how fast it happened, and to see it actually happen, is a whole different thing. So, the kind of people that he had had nominated to be in his administration, to have, to be in his administration, and just to see it play out was crazy. All this stuff that is playing out, like I said, anybody who was paying attention would know that this was what was going to happen. That's what we were trying to avoid. That's why we tried to warn people. We tried our best to talk to people. We tried our best to speak out to people, and, really reach people. Anyway, so I was enjoying the FAFO. I was watching it, and it made me happy. It made me happy for people to be feeling the consequences of their choices, because I knew that a lot of people was going to suffer. I knew that we was going to, the world was going to go through hell. I knew that this was going to put not just America at risk, but the entire world, the entire planet at risk. And it was a really bad choice, a poor choice. And one of the movie visuals that I had in my head when I was thinking about how poorly these people had chosen, I was thinking like Indiana Jones and the third one. What was the third one? I can't remember the third one, but I'm not remembering it right now. But the one with Sean Connery, where, okay, so he, this billionaire who had to choose between The cup, choose the cup of life, which will give eternal life, right? The cup that Jesus drank from. And the billionaire chose the most shiny, sparkly, bejeweled cup, right? And when he drank from that cup, when he drank from the fountain of youth, from that cup, he just like decomposed. He just like he died, you know. It made him age extremely quickly to the point he turned to ash. And then when he had died, Indiana took the other cup that he believed was the cup of life, which was the most humble cup. It was the most simplest cup, not shiny, not bejeweled, not made of gold, just a humble carpenter's cup, you know. So the person that was, guarding the fountain of youth for all his life, for like 100 years, a long time, I don't know how long, when the man had died, he said he chose poorly. And that's what I was thinking about, these people that had chose, who actually checked Donald Trump and JD Vance on their ballot. They chose poorly. So it made me feel good. It made me feel good to know that they were experiencing FAFO, And again, anybody who at this time do not know what FAFO is, it is fuck around and find out. And it has been trending since the election, and there's new things trending, like leaving MAGA, hashtag leaving MAGA, hashtag MAGA regrets, This is because things have gotten bad and bad and bad and worse. And there's more worse to come, and people are starting to feel the consequences of their actions. They're starting to see the consequences of their actions because they had to see it. They had to see it and they had to feel it. Me, on the other hand, I have stopped watching FAFO a long time ago, watching FAFO videos, because I kind of feel like I moved on from that, Not saying that there shouldn't be still people that are recording and still watching and still putting the FAFO videos out there for people to see, not saying that they should stop, because how I look at it is the FAFO experience is like, in my head, it's a class, and I feel as though I don't need to take that class. I feel like some people need to take that class, but I don't need to take that class. I feel like when I was enjoying it for 2 seconds, it's because I had just walked into the class and I was peeking, I was listening, I was hearing what the teacher was teaching, and then I realized I don't need to take this class. This class is not for me. But some people still need to take the class for more reasons than one. Some people need to see how it is affecting them. They need to feel the effects of what is happening, for them to finally realize what they were being warned about all this time. They gotta feel it, and they gotta be close to home. They gotta really, really feel it. And part of me early on had a question. I wondered if this was gonna be, if this is a glimpse, and people are gonna realize that they're cheated, and things are gonna get reversed, and this is never gonna happen, and he's never gonna be inaugurated, and all. I wondered if it was a glimpse. It was just a little lesson that we had to have, a little short, brief little lesson that we needed to all experience, that glimpse of what it was going to look like. But now I've realized that we are going to experience the full thing, the full course, the full experience. And, some people are going to have to take the FAFO class. I, on the other hand, am not taking the FAFO class. I'm taking the Ascension class. I'm choosing my fucking timeline class, I'm living in the light class. I am not focusing on that class. I'm not watching and paying attention to that class. I'm focusing on being an encourager and a messenger and a helper in any way that I can. And to encourage other people to be helpers, and to not focus on the nonsense unless it's affecting you directly and it's right at your door. Don't focus on watching it and feeling sad and depressed and all kind of feelings. Be a part of, be proactive and be a part of something. Be a part of the change. Be community oriented. Do things to help the community. Be check in on your neighbor, get to know your neighbors, help your neighbors, find out if there's any neighbors like older people that might need the help of somebody that's younger, you know. Find out how, see how you could help, see how you could get involved and help others and be a part of your community. And you know, be creative with your finances and shop conscientiously, shop intentionally, be intentional with the articles you read, be intentional with the news that you take in, be intentional with the people you follow, be intentional with how you use your time and how you use social media, you know. And don't just consume and then feel, then drown in the consumption of the awful, but actually like focus. There's some really good creators that are solution based if you want to be solution based, but even, or there's just good creators that may not necessarily be focusing on politics at all, but they are very encouraging, and they are just like me, aware of what is going on, but they are future focused, they are dream focused, they are light focused, you know, because they realize, just like myself, that the FAFO class is not our class. That is not for us. We are in the ascension class. We are in the choosing our own timeline class, you know, and we are in the encouraging others to come join our class instead of that, you know, the FAFO class. You don't need the FAFO class if you understand, if your empathy is in check and you do not need to experience the hardship and the suffering in order to feel empathy for others, then you are not needed in that class. You already feel it. You don't need to drown in your empathy. No, you don't need to have your empathy weaponized against you. You know, if you could, you need to be proactive. You need to do the things that would make you feel as though, that would make a difference, and make you feel as though you're making a difference, instead of feeling as though you're drowning in despair and sadness and discouragement and fear and all that. You know, I feel like at the end of the day, everything will be well. It will be for our greatest good. I feel like it's in flux and it depends on us, you know. And the more people turn on their light, when you turn on your light, you encourage others to do the same. And the faster that people turn on their light, choose their future, walk in the light, reject that ugliness, reject that horribleness that's happening over there, and don't turn around to watch the bricks crumble, you know, falling bricks. Just keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward, okay? Because sometimes things have to be destroyed in order for new things to be built, you know. And the shift is in order for some of us that might have been a little bit too comfortable where we were comfortable in just our basic ordinary everyday lives, comfortable in being apathetic and just going through the emotions. It is meant to wake us up. It is meant to ask us to be more than just a person going through the emotions. It's asking us to live. It's asking us to be creative. It's asking us to think outside the box and to be intentional and stop being zombies and stop sleeping through our lives, but be intentional with all the things that we do, how we use our time, the things we read, the people we watch, the people we hang out with, all of it. Just be intentional. So stop being apathetic, stop sleepwalking through life. So sometimes things have to happen to shake us up, to shake us up, to shake us out of our sleeping state, if that makes sense. So how I see the FAFO experience as from where I'm concerned, I see it as a class that I don't have to take. I see it as a class that mostly people who needed to feel to feel any form of empathy, they actually need to experience something to feel empathy. You know, that's the class for them. If you already have your empathy in check, it's not the class for you. If you want to go and enjoy these stories like I was, because it just made you feel better to see people feeling the consequences of their actions. Well, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But just remember that these things that people are experiencing, it may feel bad at the time, but a lot of times a lot of the things that are meant for bad can be used for good. A lot of the times things that are bad may turn out to be good after all. It depends on how you respond. It depends on how you react to the bad and how you respond with the bad, and the decisions that you make moving forward, the choices that you make, how you deal with it. That's what it depends on. And anybody experiencing these things, it can be for the greater good eventually. Last summer, for like last year, for half the year, was like our finances was so bad, and there was a lot of things that was just awful about last year. So many bad things all at once. I mean, I never experienced so many bad things all at once. And as we moved into the new year, all those bad things started to shift. One by one, the bad things were taken care of. Even our finances. We were struggling with our finances for 6 months last year. It started in spring and it never stopped. It was hard. And now we're paying down our loans. We're paying down loans, and our money, our finances is getting better. And I also had issues with my tooth for the same amount of time, 6 months. And I only got that resolved, you know, early on this year in January. And a lot, we had issues with our car, same thing. It just recently got resolved. So, the issues that we've been having for 6 months last year, they're starting to subside, and I'm starting to feel like, even though, like I said, the world is falling apart outside of my world, I feel like my world is getting better. And I'm so thankful that I went through my hard stuff last year, so that while what is happening, outside of my life is happening, I don't have the additional stress of having a year like what I had last year. I don't have that additional stress because all those things are starting to had subsided and been taken care of, and I am feeling in a good place even though the world's on fire. I have my bubble of light protecting me from the crumbling bricks and the fires and all the disasters that are happening around me. I feel protected. I wish that for you as well. I said, turn on your light, because your light is going to come out of your soul and it's going to surround you, and you're going to feel protected. And you will be okay. You will be okay. I promise. Peace and blessings. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you.